stuff of dreams, Shay. Your form was, I mean, to be in the top four at this stage of the season, it's fantastic.
They're probably beyond their expectations themselves. You know, the plan that the new owners came in, whatever a year ago, whatever amount of months ago it is, and you know, they're ahead of that. You know, they're probably 2 years ahead of schedule, realistically. You know, if they finished in the top 6 this year, would be an unbelievable season. So in a sense, the pressure's off them a little bit. But
there is that. There's the sense of what the expectations were at the start of the season, and then there's what the expectations were post-World Cup reset when Newcastle come in. And fans now will be expecting.
Well, you can see it today, couldn't you? We can hear. I know we're not there, but you can actually. It transmits to the viewer at home that they were a bit agitated. They weren't quite because they've set such high standards, and they want to see their team winning. Draws are coming into play. All of a sudden, you start thinking, the top four, can we actually do it? Imagine Champions League nights again at Newcastle. I mean, remember many years ago when they were doing it. It was the brilliant nights for the whole club and the city. So, but they're going in the right way. Whatever happens this year, the manager, the club, the way they've structured all their buying, the recruitment has been top class. They've not wasted money. They've improved. Eddie Howe's improved players it had at his disposal that we never thought would be playing at this level. They're doing a great job. I just think it's important they keep going now because it's certainly a club that top players from around the world are going to want to be going to all the time.
I think as well, Jamie, it's just about managing that expectation, you know, because the fans, they're coming every week now to St James.
How'd you do that, though, up there?
I know, but they're going to roll West Ham over. But West Ham finished 7th last season. They have got, even Eddie mentioned in his interview, West Ham have got some really good players in their team. You know, just because of the position they're in at the minute, it doesn't make them a bad team. They just had a poor first half of the season. So there's no easy games in the Premier League. And Eddie's interview after was really honest. And you know, West Ham are a good team. And again, you know, next season there'll be more expectation on Newcastle. And Eddie's got to manage all that again. It's back down to the manager, the pressure on his shoulders, you know. But to be 4th in the league at this time of the season is just brilliant.
Yeah, it's about managing expectations and at the same time harnessing that excitement and sort of using that to build upon as well. And it is still 16 games unbeaten, which is the second highest for any English manager in the Premier League. Frank Clark at the top with 25 games.
I mean, that's astonishing. I mean, what a run that is in '95. Incredible.
When you look at an English manager performing as well as he, and this is for Jamie, obviously, Shay, performing as well as he is doing in the Premier League, do you think that maybe the England job lies in Eddie Howe's not near future but long distance future?
Well, of course, the FA will be looking at. I mean, Gareth Southgate said he's going to carry the job on at the moment, but Eddie Howe, he's just got that magic touch. He improves players that he's got. He's just done an amazing job. And all the signings they've made a lot. They've spent a lot of money in Newcastle since the new owners come in. I think he's been the best one. Because it probably wasn't that exciting at the time for the Newcastle fans. They might have wanted a big name. And Eddie's gone in there and just been so calm, so assured, talks sense, he talks football. He doesn't try to baffle people with science. He just says as it is. And he's done an incredible job. And you can see right now, I mean, he wouldn't want to leave Newcastle. Why would you want to leave? He can achieve everything he wants there.
Him.
Yes, you are, Kelly. I think you are. And
he's
happy to put words in my mouth.
His family are living there. He's happy.
I did say
exactly. You're going to get me in trouble with the Newcastle fans now. Look, no, listen. I'm sure he probably was delighted to see Gareth Southgate keep that job because if he hadn't, the first port of call would certainly be Eddie Howe.
He was strongly linked with it when Gareth Southgate was sort of him and Howe, wasn't he? And then
I think that's why Gareth went.
And then I think
I think Gareth went. I better take it.
No, but I did think then the Newcastle owners actually struck then and goes, we'll give Eddie a new contract because how well he's done and tied him down to a longer deal or whatever. But he deserves that contract.
When obviously you're a Newcastle man, when he first come, it'd be
interesting if you had a panel of Newcastle people or 100 people and you asked them, you know, would Eddie Howe be your number one choice at the time? I would say it would probably be 50-50. But if you asked them today and now, they wouldn't swap Eddie Howe for any manager in the world, and that's how good a job he's done. As you say, the recruitment, the results on the pitch, you know, everything has just been absolutely brilliant, you know, and now he's the manager to be there long term. You know, people said at the very start, I'll be there for a year, get them safe, and then they'll bring in the big names. Yeah. But there's no Newcastle fan I've ever met on the streets or anything that would say they want to swap him for anybody, and that just shows the brilliant job he's done.